Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Yekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Padachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Kandapurvajaha Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopasanteye Yasyadgaradavakradhyaha Parishadhyaha Parasatam Vignam Vignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. With Swami's grace, let us continue from where we left off yesterday. We finished slokam number 4 in Adhyayam 3. Pasyanti ado rupam adabra chakshusha. We talked about the importance of that. Sahasrapada uru bhuja anana adbhutam. Sahasra murdha sravana akshi nasikam. Sahasra mauli ambara kundala ullasat. The adabra chakshusha, very important. When seen through the eyes of love, how does this sahasra and all really appear? When seen through the eyes of love, all thoughts are innocent, all beings are beautiful, and all actions are sacred. Please remember that that is the vision of Bhagavan. Move on to number 5. Etat nana avataranam nidhanam Bijam Abhyayam Yasya Amsa Amsena Srijyante Deva Tiryak Nara Adayaha Etat Nana Avataranam Nidhanam Bijam Abhyayam Yasya Amsa Amsena Srijyante Deva Tiryak Nara Adayaha. So this entity, this prema, this selfless love, this Bhagavan that is effulgent, what does it do? This way, Nana Avataranam, in various myriad ways, a variety of ways, Avataranam. Avataram does not mean descent. It does not mean that Bhagavan comes from some other place and descends on the earth. No. It is like Bhagavan is present everywhere at all times, in all places, in all ways. But how does a mother bend down to pick up the child, right? In the same way, Bhagavan, who is present everywhere, manifests himself in a way so he can lift us up. He can lift us up and coddle us and tell us and teach us and guide us and tell us what to do, right? So, Nidhanam, he is the source. He is the source of what? Not only source of our energy, source of our thoughts and actions, and also the goal of our actions, right? But is a source of not only our life source, but beyond that, beyond even prana, beyond even manas, the mind, beyond the buddhi, even beyond he is the source of the prema, the love that is within us. He is the one that is activating, he is the one that is also witnessing, not participating in it. And the Bijam Abhyayam. Abhyayam means indestructible. You cannot, whatever you do, you cannot destroy it. It's the most powerful because there is nothing that is more powerful than prema in this world. Love is the most powerful thing, entity in the whole universe, even beyond that. And the Bijam is a very important word. When you put a seed on the ground and a small sapling comes in, there is the source, something comes out of that seed, isn't it? But when you break open the seed, it's actually empty, right? There's nothing in there. But when you put it on the ground and water it and then nurture it, a small sapling comes out. The bijam is a seed from which the sapling has come. So we all have come from this, the seed of Bhagavan. And physically, we know how the progeny takes place, how the reproductive things take place, and we can understand it scientifically, what the seed is. But what is it that gives the power, the wherewithal for that seed to sprout into something else? What is it that we talked about it, I believe, yesterday, about the creative power, that yoni is within the bijam. So that yoni, that Bhagavan is avyayam, is indestructible. Now, with that as a seed, the seed of love that we all have, and the more we nurture it, the more loving we become. This seed, yasya amsa amsena srijyante, in every one of us, everything in this universe is an amsam of Bhagavan. It's got a divine effulgence in it. Amsam does not mean one part of it. No, in one aspect of it. Because Bhagavan, both the part as well as the whole, is nothing but whole only. There is no, it's not something like a quantitatively. We should not think that I can divide this, I can add this. No. Bhagavan is an essence. An essence is something that is indivisible. So when Bhagavan talks about Mamevamso Jivaloke Sarvabhuta Sanatanaha in Bhagavad Gita, the amsam is an aspect of Bhagavan. And how is it present? In each one of us, we all have a unique aspect that no one else has. And that unique aspect that we have, that we shine, what makes you different from somebody else, right? Even though we're all human beings, and same way you can extend that to the other parts of the creation. Everything is unique and it is effulgent. That uniqueness, that unique effulgence is the amsam of Bhagavan present in that entity, in that embodiment. Amsa amsena srijyante, being created. And what are the various creations that took place? Devaha, Tiryak, Nara, Adeyaha. Adeyaha are like these. Devas. Devas are, we call them as angels, but Devas are nothing but people who are dedicated, devoted to Bhagavan, and who shine in their goodness that comes from godliness. Tiryak means the animal kingdom. Nara as the human kingdom. Like this, there are 8.4 million types of creation. Everything for that is Nidhanam, is Bhagavan, this Bhagavan. Nana avataranam. In all these are Bhagavan's embodiment, avatarams only. You and I are nothing but Bhagavan's avataram. We don't have to limit it to only Dasa avataram, okay? We are all avatarams of Bhagavan, but we don't show it. We are latent. We don't manifest it. And Nidhanam, Bijam, Avyayam, Yasya, Amsa Amsena Srijyante, Deva Tiryak, Nara Adeyaha. Every single thing that happens is an avataram of Bhagavan. It has an amsam of this Bhagavan. And there are myriad varieties, infinite varieties, Nana avataranam. So many of them are there. Etat Nana avataranam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam Yasya Amsa Amsena Srijyante Deva Tiryak Naradeyaha. 1.3.6, slokam number 6. Sa eva, now the next few, beautifully, now Sutta is described. It says, in what happened first, what happened second, what happened third, and what is the fourth, what is the fifth, what is the sixth, like that he is going to describe. Sa eva pratamam deva kaumaram sargam astitaha chachara duscharam brahma brahmacharyam akanditam. Sa eva pratamam devaha kaumaram sargam astitaha chachara duscharam brahma brahmacharyam akanditam. Now, the padangal are very clear. Sa eva pratamam devaha kaumaram sargam astitaha chachara duscharam brahma brahmacharyam akanditam. Now, sarga has got several meanings on it. Okay? Now, here, the word sarga, we will take it as to mean the nature, created beings, if you want to call it that way. Okay? So, the first thing what happened, Bhagavan, when the creative power, when Bhagavan willed to create, like Ekoham Bahusyam, to create, to project, to create many from the one, that creative urge and the creative power, right, which we call as Brahma, What is the charter given to that creative power? What is it supposed to create? Bhagavan said, go and people the earth. People the earth does not mean only human beings with all the 8.4 billion varieties, right? Go and people the earth. The very first thing that creative power manifested or projected or Kaumaram, the Chatvari, the four young, extremely beautiful, attractive Rishi Kumaras. And they are Sanaka, Sanat Kumara, Sanatana, and Sanandana. Those four people were the first ones. Pratamam, they were the first one. Devaha Kaumaram. Devaha, in the Devaha Deva Sargam, in the creation of the Devas, the angels, the people who are godwardly bound. Okay? And they are the Kaumaram. These four Kumaras. Kumaras means young boys. Astitaha, they were created. And what did they do? Go and people the earth was the command that Brahma gave them. The creative power urged them. But these four Kumaras, Muni Kumaras, they were like Sukamuni, they were always only in complete contemplation and oneness with Brahman only. They were so much only selfless love. They had no desire at all. Absolutely. So when you don't have a desire, there is no creation. So Chacha Duscharam Brahma Brahmacharyam Akantidam. Akantidam means unbroken, continuously. What were they doing? Brahma, Brahman. Brahman means, in this case, the selfless love, Bhagavan himself, the effulgent. Brahmacharyam. Brahmacharyam does not mean, we say bachelor. No. That is, please move away from that. Brahmacharyam, Brahman acharati iti brahmacharya. Brahmacharyan is one who is always moving about in Brahman. He is brahmachari. So they were involved in that. Chachara Duscharam. Duscharam means very strenuous, very difficult. Chachara, moving about in the discipline that they were undertaking. So right from the moment of creation, they were involved and moving about only in the envelope of Brahman, only in prema, nothing but that, unadulterated, pure prema. So they had no desire. That's what they were in. That is first. That's what happened first. Pratamam. Sa eva pratamam devaha sargam. You must speak here Deva sargam, which means in the envelope, in the manifestations of Devas, Kaumaram astitaha Chachara Duscharam Brahma Brahmacharyam Akhanditam. Slokam number 7. Dvitiyam. Second, what happened? Dvitiyam tu bhavaya asya rasatalagatam mahim uddharishan upadatta yajnyasaha saukaram vapuhu. Number 7. Dvitiyam tu bhavaya asya rasatalagatam mahim Uddharishan upadatta yajnyasaha saukaram vapuhu. The padangal are Dvitiyam tu bhavaya asya rasa talagatam mahim uddharishan upadatta yajnyasaha saukaram vapuhu. Now Dvitiyam. Okay, this happened first. What happened next? Then Bhagavan Dvitiyam two, and also, but Bhavaya means, in this case, for the welfare. Welfare of what? Asya. Asya Bhavaya. In this case, for the welfare of the earth, for the world. Rasadalagatam Mahim. Mahim, this Maheswaran, this great Bhagavan, what did he do? Rasatala Gatam. Gatam means to go. Rasatala means the nether worlds, the world that is below, right? He entered that. Mahim, the Bhagavan went to that. Yajnyasaha, he is the Yajna Isaha, is also, that means the master of sacrifice. What did he do? He Uddarishan, he lifted. What did he lift? He lifted, as we know, brought the earth from under the ocean, right? He brought it up. In this case, Saukaram is a clue right here. Saukaram means something, in this case it's boar, the avataram that he is talking about, okay? Saukaram means that looks like a boar, like a hoggish, and he went into the underworld, below the sea. Uddarishan, he lifted up, and Upadata, established, placed the earth on the water, and Vapuhu, in that incarnation, Saukaram Vapuhu, Matsya Varaha, we say Varaha Avataram is what he is talking about here, Kurma Avatar. The Saukaram Vapuhu, that Avataram, Yajna Saha, the master of Yajna, master of sacrifice, he went Rasadalagatam, he went under to the netherworld, and Uddarishan lifted Asya, the earth, Upadatai, established it, put it on top of the waters, Bhavaya, for the welfare of the world. This is what the second thing that happened. Tritiyam tu Bhavaya Asya Rasadalagatam Mahim Uddarishanne Upadatta Yajnesaha Saukaram Vapuhu. Slokam number 8. Tritiyam, third, Rishi Sargam. That means in the world of Rishis. Tritiyam Rishi Sargam cha Devarishatvam Upetya Saha Tantram Satvatam Achashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha. Tritiyam Rishi Sargam cha Devarishitvam Upetya Saha Tantram Satvatam Achashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha. Padangal are Tritiyam Rishi Sargam cha Devarishi Tvam Upetya Saha Tantram Satvatam Achashta Naishkarmyam Karmanam Yataha. Now, Tritiyam, third, what happened? In the Rishi Sargam, now we talked about what Bhagavan did, the Kumaras created, then he went into the under the earth and then brought the earth above water. Then he, in the Rishi, the world of Rishis, what did he do? Deva Rishi, Narada. Deva Rishi Tvam Upetya Saha. Then Saha, he, that Bhagavan, Upetya. So what did he do? He manifested Narada Muni, and Upetya, through him, he began, what did he teach? Tantram. Tantram means doctrine, techniques. What technique did he teach? And Satvatam Achashta. Achashta means to introduce. Who taught us to be Sattvic? Who taught us, if you really look at it, who taught us, this is what you should do, this is Sattvic Gunam, and following the Sattvic vehicle only you can approach Bhagavan. We saw that in the earlier slokams also, right? The Deva Rishi, Narada, is the one who introduced, who taught that Sattvatam, the Sattvic, through Sattvic, the love for Bhagavan, through that. And how do you develop that? Naishkarmyam Karmanam. What is the most beneficial thing for us is to do Naishkarmya Karmanam. Okay. Now, Bhagavad Gita also talks about it. This simply means, okay, Nishkama Karmam. You would have heard that phrase. Naishkarmya Karmanam. All the activities you do it without desiring a result, and you do it as an worship for Bhagavan, as a work is worship, and you do it yogaha karmasu kausalam. You must do it to the best of your ability, the gift that Bhagavan has blessed you with. That's all. As worship, work is worship. Do it well to the best of your ability, and don't go after the result of the work. That Bhagavan will give the result. That is Naishkarmya Karmanam. Yataha. The Yataha means from which teaching we understood. Satvatam Achashta. When he introduced the Satvatam, in this case, something that is eternal, something that is always present, something that's also most beneficial. And what is that introduction? Nishkama Karmam. And that was taught to us right in the beginning by Narada Rishi. Because Brahma himself taught him that. In this case, Narayana himself taught him that. Because Narada asked him the question, Swami, you want me to go and recite Bhagavan's name? What about Maya if Maya comes and attacks me? Then Bhagavan tells him, you fool, when you utter Bhagavan's name, you think Maya will be present. It can come nowhere near that. So go and do your work. Just do it. Okay, and automatically the result will take care of itself. And that's a beautiful teaching from Bhagavan, Nishkama Karmam, which is what Narada is doing even to this day. That happened Trutiyam, number 3. Trutiyam, Rishisargam cha devashatvam upetya saha tantram satvatam achashta naishkarmyam karmanam yasaha. Number 9. Turye dharmakala sarge nara narayanau rishi bhutva atma upasama upetam akarot duscharam tapaha. Slokam number 9. Turye dharmakala sarge nara narayanau rishi bhutva atma upasama upetam akarot duscharam tapaha. Padangal are Turye Dharma Kala Sarge Nara Narayanau Rishi Bhutva Atma Upasama Upetam Akarot Duscharam Tapaha. 4. Turya means fourth. Okay, we know there are the 3 levels of awareness, and there is a 4th one. The Turya is there, which is we know that spiritually the Turya means 4th. Dharma Kala Sarge, in the creation of in the nature, in the created beings of Dharma Kala. Kala is very important word here. Kala has got several meanings. In this case, when even on human beings, when the procreation takes place and the conception takes place, scientifically, the question is always there. What is the point time of conception? Very difficult to establish that. Okay, nobody can really establish that. Now, our rishis have given. This will come later on in 3rd skandam also in more detail. The Kala is the 10th day, if I remember correctly. After the conception, the embryo is formed. Okay, and that embryo is called Kala in Sanskrit. Here, Dharma Kala means what? When the Dharma in the world of dharmic activities, when Dharma is never born, but it manifests itself, right? And the manifestation, what is Dharma? We have to understand that. To do that, Nara Narayanau Rishi, Bhagavan took the avataram as Nara Narayana. We are all Naras, okay? We are all potentially Narayanas. If I keep the company of Narayana, I become a Nara. And Narottama is different. We saw that in the prayer slokam in the beginning also, right? And in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna and Arjuna. So Nara Narayana are 2 rishis, and Bhagavan took avataram as Nara Narayana. How to conduct yourself as a Nara, as a human being, so that there is no difference between you and Narayana. Nara Narayana are basically one. And how do you conduct yourself as a human being? So that Bhutva Atma Upasama Upetam. So what did they teach? Atma Upasama. They controlled the senses. Sense control is the very first step in spirituality, and they demonstrated that. They exemplified, illustrated. That's what the teaching that Bhagavan gave. Upetam Atma Upasama. Upetam means having, and Atma Upasama, sense control. Then Akarot, they undertook, they did. What did they do? Duscharam Tapaha. Duscharam, very strenuous, very difficult. Tapaha, the act of purifying your mind. We have seen tapaha earlier, right? Tapaha means all the mental agitations, all the things we have. The purification activity is tapas. So they demonstrated, exemplified, illustrated through strenuous tapas, through a very strict. Strenuous does not mean, it's impossible. What it means, it's a very strict and very tight line of path that you follow in controlling your senses, withdrawing your mind from the sense object and placing it at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. They demonstrated that. Nara Narayano Rishi. Turye Dharmakala Sarge Nara Narayano Rishi. Bhutva Atma Upasama Upetam Akarote Duscharam Tapaha. Akarote simply means they undertook this tapas. Number 10. Panchamaha, the fifth. Kapilo Nama Siddhesaha Kala Viplutam Provacha Asuraye Sankyam Tattva Grama Minirnayam. See, the avataram comes in each one, it does something. The very first one, Kaumaram, it came, the teaching was completely, the mind was only with Bhagavan, there's no difference. And slowly, then what happened? Second, third, fourth, different types of teachings happen. It does not mean it is sequential, okay? There are different types, they apply to us even today. All of them apply to us even today. So, Panchama, Kapilo Siddhesaha, Kala Viplutam, Provaya Asuraye, Samkhyam, Tattagrama, Vinirnayam. The padangal are Panchamaha, Kapilaha Nama, Siddhesaha, Kala Viplutam, Provacha, Asuraye, Samkhyam, Tattagrama, Vinirnayam. Now, Panchamaha, the fifth one, Kapilo Nama, in the name of Kapila, Siddhesaha, Siddha Isaha. Siddhesaha means one, Siddha is one who has attained perfection. Isaha means master. Siddhesaha means the foremost among people who are perfect. That means who have this was Kapila. Kapila Muni is an avataram of Bhagavan. We see that in Vishnu Sahasranam also. An avataram of Bhagavan. And he exemplified the perfection of Siddha. Kala Viplutam, what did he do? Kala Viplutam Sankyam. Sankyam means inquiry. Knowledge obtained through inquiry. Sathyan Veshanam is another word for it. As a scientist, when they do an experiment, they excavate the truth, right? And anything that doesn't agree, they accept it. They don't fudge. So same way in spirituality, we have to do Sathyan Veshanam, Satya Anveshanam. That means we dig for the truth, we excavate for the truth. When you do that, you can do that in several ways. One of them is through the process of inquiry, and that is called Sankyam. And this Sankyam, this knowledge obtained through inquiry, was Kala Viplutam, was forgotten over time. So Kapila came down to remind people, to revive. Hey, you guys have forgotten this. So he taught us the Sankhya knowledge. And who did he teach? Provacha means he spoke. Who did Kapila speak to? Asuraye. Asuraye was the one rishi called Asuri. So he taught him. And what did he teach him? The Sankyam, Samkhya Tattvam, Tattva Grama. Samkhya is the knowledge obtained through inquiry. And what is the knowledge is? Tattva Grama. Grama in this case means assemblage, a group of, something that is obtained in together. Tattvam, the truth. Vinirnayam. He taught him in great detail, through great exposition, so that it was very clearly understood. That's what happened. Panchamaha. Panchamaha, Kapilo Nama Siddhesaha Kala Viplutam Provacha Asuraye Samkyam Tattvagrama Vinirnayam. Let us do one more. Shashte, and then seventh one we will take tomorrow. Okay, we will do the sixth one today. Shashte Atrehe Apatyatvam Vrutaha Praptaha Anasuyaya Anvikshikim Alarkaya Prahlada Adibhyaha Uchivan. Shashte Atrehe Apatyatvam Vrutaha Praptaha Anasuyaya Anvikshikim Alarkaya Prahlada Adibhya Urchivan. Padangal are Shashte Atrehe Apatyatvam Vrutaha Praptaha Anasuyaya Anvikshiki Alarkaya Prahlada Adibhyah Uchivan. Shashtehe, the sixth one. What happened? Anasuyaya Vrutaha Praptaha. Anasuyai. What did she do? She Vrutaha, she prayed for. And once you pray for something, you always obtain it. So Anasuyaya Vrutaha Praptaha. She obtained through her prayers. What did she do? Apatyatvam. A sonship. She got a son. This is Dattatreya. So this son, Apatyatvam, means the when we say the husbandship, the sonship. It's having a son. And who did he have the son with? Atrehe, the Atri Muni. So Anasuyaya Vrutaha Praptaha Apatyatvam Atrehe. And this son is called Dattatreya because Datta, Atreya means one who has come in the lineage of Atri, the Atri Maharishi. And he is called Datta because when Anasuya prayed to Bhagavan, I want you, all the three entities, three aspects of this effulgence, the creation, the sustenance, and the dissolution aspects, we call as Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. All of them, Swami, I want you to be born as my son. And immediately Bhagavan, this effulgence, said, Datta, I give you. So be it, I give you. So the son was called Dattatreya. And Dattatreya, what did he do? He taught Uchivan. Uchivan and Ucha means to speak. In this case, he taught, he spoke. What did he do? Anvikshiki, the Atma Vidya. He taught the Atma Vidya to Alarka, and as well as Prahlada, Adibhya. All these people, Alarka, Prahlada, and other people also, Uchivan, he spoke and he taught Anvikshikim. Okay, Anvikshikim, the Atma Vidya, the truth that he taught them. Dattatreya taught them. Shashte Atrehe Apatyattam Vrutaha Praptaha Anasuyaya Anvikshiki Alarkaya Prahlada Adibhya Uchivan. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Arihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.